everyone, it's Emily, and a few of you asked me which video game deals I'm going to go for this Black Friday. And as a follow-up video from my last one where I talk about being a bit more selective on new games I add to my collection, I wanted to share my process of budgeting $100 for this Black Friday and how I decide which games I want to buy, just using that kind of budget limit I set for myself. Because I think it's a little bit too easy to, scoop up all the deals that we see from all the various retailers and go a little bit wild this time of year, especially if this is the time of year you often buy games. Because traditionally this is usually when new releases are the cheapest, though over these past few years, it hasn't necessarily been the case. So I wanted to just share which games I decided to go for this Black Friday and which games I decided to pass on and maybe get later or not at all. So where do I like to go shopping for online Black Friday deals? Well, I have this one website, Video Games Plus, pulled up right now. This is not sponsored by them by any means, but they're kind of my go-to to see, what games are generally on sale this time of year. And whether or not I buy from them is, up in the air, depending on if they have the best price or if they have, items in stock that I'm willing to, buy at that moment. They are a Canadian retailer, but they do ship internationally. So they're pretty great when it comes to free shipping because they have worldwide free shipping, very international friendly, especially here in the US where they ship through USPS. You don't worry about tariffs or anything, but they have free shipping when you pay over $75 Canadian dollars. And so this is about 60 USD. So even though I'm budgeting $100 for this, shopping trip, if you will, for Black Friday, I don't necessarily need to spend all $100. And that's just kind of my upper limit that I like to set. Often, Sega outlets, they always have a sale. Whether it's on Video Games Plus or elsewhere, they always have a sale. So I will definitely be looking at those games because I think they do have some really good deals that are like the lowest of the low I've seen so far for a couple of titles I'm interested in. But something to keep in mind is that a lot of these games that are on sale right now for Black Friday, they're always on sale throughout the year. Same with Konami. They have some games I'm interested in. We got some more, looks like from Take-Two Interactive. For all these games, I don't have the first Red Dead Redemption game, so that might be interesting, but I do have the second one I haven't played yet, so I feel like I should probably play that before buying the first Red Dead game, because I feel like that's another game, just will always be on sale. Then we have Game Mail Entertainment and a lot more. So for their sales, you can just go to sales here. They have a huge list. You can see in stock, they have over 1,300 games on sale, whereas around 450 games are out of stock. So one thing about Video Games Plus is they do tell you how many games are available right now that you could buy. But a lot of times this is kind of like a little bit of a arbitrary number, because even if something goes out of stock, they often will just add 10 or plus more, games on there. It kind of adds a little bit to the FOMO, like, oh, I should buy this now because it looks like there's only a couple copies left. But then, wait a couple more hours and then it's fully restocked. So don't be too fooled by, the availability numbers they have on their website. And another thing I like to do is to just sort by best selling, because that usually the best deals, float through the top, because those are the ones that most people are interested in. Also the more popular games. For example, I really would like to have a Lunar remastered, physical copy. I have it right now on PC, but I've been looking for the PS4 version in particular. All the prices right now are in Canadian dollars, but you can change this to USD if that is the currency you are familiar with, like myself. And you'll see that it is right now on sale for around $45 for Lunar HD Remaster. If we flip over to Amazon, where I have the Lunar Remastered games here as well, it is $44. So it's around equivalent to what you could find this game elsewhere. So if you have some, for example, Amazon gift cards, maybe it's better to buy it on Amazon. Though you have to deal with Amazon shipping, so it's not necessarily, the best option. And you also have to pay sales tax depending where you live, especially for me, I live in California, so we have fairly high sales tax, and you don't have to worry about that on Video Games Plus if you live outside of Canada. While I really Lunar Remastered is a huge priority for me when it comes to obtaining it physically, because I already own it digitally, I feel a little bit less inclined to buy it right now, because I think if this is on sale right now for 20% off, it's possible this will go even further down. Though Gung Ho is still a relatively new publisher, so they did have a little bit of fiasco when this first released, where they didn't have enough physical copies because they didn't have physical pre-orders for whatever reason. But they've been steadily, putting stock out there. So I think this is a wait for me. And another thing to note is sometimes you find amazing deals. Like look at Persona 5 Strikers on the Nintendo Switch. It is going for around $7 USD. That is cheap. That's like one of the cheapest Switch games I've ever seen. However, I had to, even though this was a great deal, I had to step back and be like, do I really need this on the Switch? This is actually a game that I had pre-ordered previously, but sold because I decided I did not want this on the Nintendo Switch because it doesn't run the best. I don't have a Nintendo Switch 2. I don't really plan on playing this, in handheld mode, probably whenever I do get around to this, because I've actually never played Persona 5 Royal or, the vanilla Persona 5 game. So part of me is like, okay, I don't really need this right now because, right now, Sega and Atlas, they have so many physical games out there for really cheap. This game is always discounted. And I don't really have a concern that it's going to be unavailable physically in a couple years. So for me, even though this is a wonderful price, I'd rather get this on the PS4. It's possible to have a PS5, reprint edition or something down the line. I just don't need it now. So I'm going to pass, even though this is a great price. If we go further down, similarly, Soul Hackers 2. I have this on the PS5. I think I got this last time they had a Black Friday deal. A great price. I still haven't played it though, for that wonderful price. Same with Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate. I bought this actually when they did the reprint earlier this year for the full MSRP, around $42. And now it is over half off. Though, I guess the flip side of this is actually I'm starting to play this like this coming Sunday on stream. So I have it in hand, so I don't have to wait for it to be shipped to me, even though this is a better price than what I had played. But, you live and learn. That's what happens with, I think, a lot of Black Friday deals. There are games that, are still in your backlog, and they are cheaper than you originally paid for them. And that is just how things are. You'll see that The Messenger, also similar to Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate, had a retail version that came out earlier this year. It is sold out right now, but this is not rare. I think it's going to go back in stock, so don't be too concerned if you see that. This is also a great deal, though also in my backlog. I really need to get to the series. And we have a 3DS game, also a great deal. Tales of the Abyss, though there are rumors this is getting a remaster due to some of the Bandai Namco promotion and museum merch stuff they've been doing in Japan. Final Fantasy 1 through 6 collection, another great deal. I had bought this on PlayAsia when this was originally sold out, the exclusive version for North America with the lenticular cover on the Square Enix store. And I paid, around $70 for this, but now it's like 40 something. And I still haven't played these games. So this is kind of the exercise I'm going through right now. Even though there's some great prices here, do I really need them? So one of the great prices that I've been seeing for games I don't have that I'm very interested in playing is Persona 3 Reload for the PS5. I actually bought this last year. I think during Black Friday it was like $25, but this was in a package that got stolen, and I actually still don't have this game. So I'm really tempted to rebuy this at this price. Similarly with Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, I haven't played the other Yakuza games or Like a Dragon, the first game, when they went turn-based. So I feel like I should probably play those before getting this one because, Sega and Atlas, they always have deals. So I think this $14 price tag, it might happen again next year when I'm actually ready to play this game. So I'm not too concerned. There's just so many great deals here. And I do feel like, Video Games Plus, they offer some of the best deals out there right now for Black Friday as a whole. So it's definitely, I think, worth going through here. I'm going to kind of now flip over to my cart, where I have like 26 games of all games I'm interested in, but I want to do a process of elimination to decide, which games do I actually want to pick up this Black Friday. And you can kind of see which games I actually don't own that I'm interested in. I just probably won't be buying most of these because, again, I'm trying to stick to my $100 limit for my budget. For example, Spider-Man 2. I've actually never played in the Spider-Man Marvel games on, PlayStation with their exclusives. Someday I like to. I think $28 is a good price, but probably not this shopping trip. I think, it's an exclusive that will probably keep going down in price. I think most Sony exclusives, you easily pick up for like $10 to $15 after a while. So that's probably what I will do. Same with Sackboy. I like Sackboy. I played a little bit in the past of some of their games. It'd be nice to, have more of these come out because it does seem like they kind of have dropped a lot of these sort of franchises, Sony in particular. But 21, 26, I think is a good deal, but I'm not gonna play this anytime soon, so I'm gonna wait. Cocoon. This has been an indie game I'm highly interested in. However, I have this on PC through my family Steam library, so I feel like I should probably play it on there before I decide if I want to pick up physically, but I think this is a good price for it. Knack 2 was a surprise that this is actually still on sale. I've actually never played the Knack games, and I know they're a little controversial. I don't know. I feel like you either love it or hate it, is from what I could tell, or otherwise they're a little bit underrated. But I don't see myself playing this the next year, so this will also go back. Jack John. This is a visual novel with some rhythm game elements that I'm highly interested in. I've heard really good things about this one. The only issue is I have a huge backlog of all these Otome games I've never played that I probably should get to. And while I think $28 is probably a good price, I could see this going further down. I don't know. I know you're kind of like playing like a guessing game. I think like, is this going to be the lowest price? And do I want to play this in the next year? Is kind of the criteria I'm going with right now. So it's probably a no for now, but I'm still interested in it. It's still like on my wish list. Same with these two Horizon for, Zero Dawn, Forbidden West. I'm interested in these games. I never actually played them before, but these were, originally PS4 games, but got the PS5 treatment, at least for one of these. I think it's going to go further down because that's the trend, right? With physical PlayStation exclusive games. So $21, $28, that's not bad, especially, the price they originally came out at, but I don't need them. I don't need them right now. God of War Ragnarok. I have the God of War 2018 game on PS4. I should play that before this. And technically, when I bought my PS5, it came bundled with the digital code for God of War Ragnarok, so I don't need to double dip right now, especially if I haven't played it yet. So this is also a no. All right, Bloodborne, another PlayStation, exclusive game, and it's at a great price. The only issue is it's a hits version, and I'm still kind of holding out. Maybe I'll finally get this game because I feel like this is going to be, the Souls-like game that will really click with me. I think there's going to be a PS5 version at some point. I don't know when, but I think there's going to be one. I don't know when. And $10 is a good deal. I know if you import the PAL version, that also comes with the complete Game of the Year edition stuff. So maybe that would be a better version. I think on the sale page right now for Video Games Plus, that is probably the most expensive version. I think it's like 20, 30-ish. So compared to $10, it's more expensive, but I don't know. I don't think I have other Souls-like games I should play before this one to see if I actually like the genre. I have Elden Ring on my Steam family shared library. I have some of the Dark Souls 1 and Code Vein, all those. I should try those before this. All right, this is one that's I'm torn about because right now I am playing Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake on a stream. And I haven't played the third one. And I really, really love 1 and 2 HD 2D remake. And so while I see myself probably playing Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D this coming year, $35 is a lot. I don't know. I feel like, especially with how frequent Square Enix has their sales, I can see this going down further. So I'm going to hold off on this one, even though I'm interested. I'm going to hold off. The Mercenaries Rebirth, Cult of the Wild Linux. So this is a strategy RPG out of Japan, and there's actually a number of games in this franchise. And there are a number of these that I have physically in my backlog right now, but I've yet to play them. So while this is a new one for a good price, it's like half off. I don't need it right now. Okay, so this is a new game I'm highly interested in. The 100 Line Last Defense Academy. I did not buy this when it came out, thinking that maybe they're going to have a PS5 version that's the most complete. This is usually what we see, with Spike Chunsoft. Even though this is through Xseed, it's possible this might also happen with this game, even though it's still up in the air if that's going to happen. So while this is a good price, it originally came out for $50. It's just a slight discount. And this is a game I really actually want to play because I've heard amazing things about the story and the narrative. And there's 100 endings, which is wild. I don't think I'll get through all of them, but I hear this is a really good game. I'm gonna have this as a maybe right now. I'm gonna think about it because it's not the best deal, of course. It's only like 20% off right now, but it's still a game I want to highly prioritize probably in the coming year. Just the question of whether or not it's going to have a more complete PS5 version is kind of what's holding me back a little bit, as well as, you know, if it does have a PS5 version, I like playing these type of more narrative strategy RPGs in handheld, which is perfect for the Switch. So I'm still a little torn. This Trine Ultimate Collection. So the Trine, let's go with Trine. They've been games I've been curious about. And when this was announced that they are bundling all 4 games in this one package from Video Games Plus exclusively, I think this past year, I was also curious about it. And now it is, you know, a good, was it 25, 30% off? So I'm curious. I just still, because I can't really tell you what the gameplay is right now, I feel like that's just telling me I probably shouldn't buy this because while I'm curious about it, I don't know enough about it to commit to actually buying the physical. So we'll clear that out. Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster for the PS5. Another game that came out earlier this year that I haven't played yet, but I'm highly, highly interested in playing because I've been loving all these, you know, retro JRPG remasters and remakes we've been getting this past year. And this was just one that slipped through the cracks for me. And these are classics. Like when people talk about great narrative storytelling, they talk about Suikoden 2 in particular, but 1 is also supposed to be fun. So I'm going to keep this here because this is a game I'm interested in. And I want to get on the PS5 because I hear it's not so great on the Switch 1. And the Switch 2 version is a game key card, which I don't want. The Click Effect 2. So this is a game I actually own on the Switch 1, but I feel like it would play better on the PS5. So I'm thinking of this as like an upgraded copy. It doesn't look like it's actually on sale. It says it's $38.99, but I think it retailed for $40. So I don't know why I added it to this cart. So maybe I'll wait on you still. I'll wait on you still. So let's cross that one out. Bust of Fellows Season 2. Oh gosh. This is another Otome visual novel I want to get to because I hear it's really good. It's lighter on the romance. It's more like a mystery, investigative, kind of darker story that usually appeals more to me than some of the more lighthearted Otome visual novels. But I still haven't played the first one. So I should do that before I play the Season 2 version, which is usually the fan disc, which I don't know how it works if it's lighter on the, you know, romance. So maybe it's actually a Season 2 and not a fan disc. I don't know. Sometimes the naming conventions for these a little misleading. But I'll wait for that. I think I'll be on sale again. Master Detective Archives, Rain Code Plus. So this is what I was talking about when I was talking about the 100 Line Last Defense Academy. Another game I want to play. And it got, you know, the PS5 better version. I heard like graphically it didn't run that well on the Switch 1. And this includes more of the story, like other extra bits that they upgraded from the Switch version. It's telling me there's only one in stock. I don't believe you. I don't believe there's only one in stock. It's trying to get me to FOMO buy this. But at $40, I think it's going to go lower. And I don't see myself actually, you know, with the lineup we have in the first quarter of next year, I don't know when I'll have time to play this because this past year was wild with new releases that I've been trying to keep up with, especially for my streaming schedule. I don't know if I'll have time to play this, so I'm going to hold off for now. 2064 Read-Only Memories Integral. So this is on sale. This got, I think, a reprint because it was out of stock for a long time when I was interested in getting this, because this is an interesting visual novel that has a sci-fi twist and some really interesting narrative things that kind of push some boundaries, if you will. And I have the sequel. I actually picked up the sequel, Neurodiver, at PAX West because I got it for, I think, $20. Yeah, for this one, it's a good price, but I was checking out sometimes if you're interested in games and you think, oh, maybe it's sold out everywhere at retailers, like on Amazon places, it's only here right now, so I should buy it. If you check out the publisher website, so let's look at, you know, Serenity Ford's website here, it's still available on the Nintendo Switch. And it's also on sale for $25, though, plus tax. And they don't have free shipping offers usually on their website, which is a bummer. But, you know, it's still in stock, so I'm not too concerned about it, you know, something I can still hold off of until I'm ready to actually play it. So I think I might do that. Well, I'll keep it here just as a maybe. Just as a maybe. Final Fantasy 16. So I played this on digitally on my PS5. It was my first PS5 game I played, and I liked it, but I still had some qualms with it. Like, it's not a perfect experience. I still feel a little mixed, actually, how I feel about it. Overall, I liked it, but the ending left me a little bit soured, to say the least. I think for $17.72, that's a great price. But I'm mostly looking to buy this to add it to my physical collection because I've already played it. I've not played the DLC, though. This does not include the DLC, though. So I think for now, I'm just going to wait until I feel more comfortable, adding games back there that I played that I want to, keep. Judgment. Also Lost Judgment. I've been trying to get into the Yakuza games, and I think 14, 17 for both of these are good, especially because I want to, collect them on the PS5. I think a lot of their games are going to go to the PS5 eventually, if they aren't already. So these are also games I'm interested in, so I'm going to keep them here because they're not very long games, so I feel like I could probably play them. And you also don't have to play the other Yakuza games to, I think, enjoy these. So they might be a good intro for me to, get into them. They're more mystery-centric games than JRPGs, which is what Yakuza is kind of leaning in towards these days. So I'll keep these here for now. Romancing Saga 2, Revenge of the Seventh. Another game I'm really interested in that I've heard nothing but praise, and this is how you should make, a Saga remake, because it's actually not convoluted. Like a lot of Saga games can be for new players. Like, they definitely have their fan base. I just don't know if the things that the fan base like will appeal to me. So I think my venture into Saga, it seems like this is the game to play. And I think for $17.72, that's a great price. So I'm going to keep this as a maybe as well. Here we're going to get into some of the cheaper, also, Atlas games. So I got SMT5, Vengeance, as well as Persona 3 Reload, both for $14.17. Great prices. These are both games that I bought last year, but got lost in my package. So part of me is like, do I rebuy these? I've already bought these, but I want to play them. So, and these are the definitive versions. Like, I don't think Persona 3 Reload's going to get a definitive, version. They already released the DLC, but it doesn't look like they're going to make a repackage of it. So this seems like the thing to buy, especially because on the Switch 2, they didn't, come out with a definitive or royal edition, if you will. So these are also maybes. I still have my Lunar Remaster collection, but I think for this one, because I do have some Amazon gift cards, I might try to buy that on there. Despite, paying extra in sales tax, I really want this in my collection. Like, out of all the ones that I've been that I played digitally that are on sale physically, this is the one I really want on my shelf because I really loved the Lunar games when I was here. So I won't buy it here. But let's look at this. We are at 170 USD, so I'm $70 over budget. I need to do some eliminations. So what am I eliminating? So out of all these, I think I should probably eliminate the 100 line, which pains me because this is a game I really want to play. But I think it'll continue to be on sale. Like, I think I've been seeing it for about $10 off on sale the past couple months. So this is not just a Black Friday deal. And so I think there's a possibility of it going lower. XC games tend to go lower until they go out of print, of course, but I'm not too concerned yet. It hasn't been a year since it's come out. So, and there's also the possibility of having a definitive version coming out on PS5 or someplace else. So I'll wait. So Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster. I think this is a must buy for me because I think this is one I want to play soon. And I think that's a good price. Like, it's probably going to go cheaper. Konami games tend to, but I think this is a price I'm willing to pay for it right now. Read-only memories. I'm really torn about this because I want to play this because I feel like I should play this before I play the sequel I have, Neurodiver. I'll keep it for now. Judgment and Lost Judgment. These always go on sale for around $15. So I feel like I should wait. I probably should wait until I'm like ready to commit to Yakuza. So I think these are gonna have to go. Even though they're great price. Like all these things, they're great prices. But I gotta wait. 102. So I'm sticking with my $100 budget. So one of these has to go. Which one's gonna go though? So SMT5, I really want to play. I have the Switch version, the non-Vengeance version. I think I'm gonna get rid of. So I think this will stay in my cart. Persona 3 Reload, I want to get into Persona. I do have, 4 Golden as well as Persona 5 Royal. I also have Persona 3 Portable. I haven't played those yet. This is a good price though. It's a good price. So I think I could do what I could do. One of the things I could do is, take off the cheapest thing just to go under, my budget here. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to get rid of 2064 and get this at another time because, Serenity 4th, they're pretty good deals and sales. So I think it's going to go on sale again. This game's still kind of under the radar, so I don't think it's going to get snatched up that quickly. So I'm going to take a gamble and risk and do that. If all else fails, I think it's going to be available on their website, and I'm okay paying, shipping if I have to when it comes down to it. So let's look at this. So I have Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster, Romancing Saga 2, Revenge of the 7th, SMT 5 Vengeance, and Persona 3 Reload. This comes out a total of $74.42, which I think is a good price. So I think I'm going to check out with this, and that's going to be my Black Friday shopping for this year. And again, I still have $25, that I still allocate for a budget. I'm just going to put that away for, another sale when I'm ready to buy something. Maybe put it towards that Lunar HD collection for the physical PS4 version. I don't know when I'm going to buy that, but I think I'm going to wait on that, maybe get that in December, because sometimes, Black Friday, sometimes the best deals are not found here, but rather they're found in December or even sometimes in January when, places are just trying to get rid of their stock. So I'm okay waiting and not spending, everything just out the gate. So another thing I like to do is also, check the competitors to see, is this actually the lowest price? And is this going to be the easiest way for me to get these games? So other places I like to check is P&P Games. They are the other competitor out in Canada that have a similar model to VGP. Sometimes they have some cheaper games. I know last year for Black Friday, VGP was selling Star Ocean Second Story R remake for, I think, $30 on the PS5, but I was able to grab it for like $15, something ridiculously cheap on the PS5 here. It was a lot cheaper. They were trying to get rid of it as, like a doorbuster kind of sale online, if you will. But I checked the prices for everything. They're about, you can see that they're selling Persona 3 Reload for $25 instead of $14 something. So I don't think they have a ton of deals for games I'm interested particularly in this year. From what I kind of eliminated from, that Video Games Plus directory. So I think I'm good here. Sometimes I also like to check GameStop, though. Honestly, I don't like buying from GameStop anymore. Like, even if they offer something cheaper, it's always a toss-up. Is it going to come in safely in the mail? Is it actually going to come in a case? Like, even if they sell you a brand new game, sometimes they just send you the game, say, oh, it's brand new. There's no game case, but it's brand new. It's been unplayed. I don't believe you, but okay. And yeah, so them I kind of just stop looking at nowadays, even if they have great deals. And they also have, sales tax here in the US, so you do pay a little bit more for crummier service. So these are kind of other websites I just double check on. And when I was briefly looking at this earlier, they didn't have anything, I need to get right now. Like right now they have Red Dead 2 for $11. That's pretty good. I think I bought this for $15 a couple months back. But I already have this, so I don't need it now. But always a good thing to double check, make sure that you're actually getting the best price at a certain retailer or not. But yeah, these are all the games I decided to go for this Black Friday. It's just these 4. But I'm pretty happy with them, and I think they're a good deal, and I look forward to playing them this coming year. And not just have them sit on my shelf unplayed and watch them, devalue and get cheaper over time as I keep not playing them, which is unfortunately something that happens. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video where I share my process of how I kind of comb through various sales and decide which games to buy, while also kind of sticking with a budget I've set for myself so I don't go a little too overboard when it comes to, I guess, video game sale, FOMO, or whatever you want to call it. And I'd love to hear what process you guys do. Do you do something similar, or do you not set a budget and just try to skip up all the, game sales that they have this time of year, or what do you like to do? And like always, I want to give a big thank you to all of my channel members who help support videos like these, as well as my live streams I do both here on YouTube and on Twitch, where we have a lot of fun playing new releases and games from my backlog. And also, thank you so much to my Orbit Architect members, Trin and Dr. God. Thank you so much for your support. And like always, I hope you guys have a great day. And until my next video, bye guys.